Today I'll be showing off HOTO's Air Pump Pro. This video is not sponsored or anything, they just asked if I'd take a look at it, if they send it over, and I said sure. So, it's going to be fully honest review and, testing it out and all that, but not sponsored, not paid, anything like that. The idea with the Air Pump Pro is if you need an emergency air compressor or you need to bring it with you on a bike ride, getting the sleeve off the box here, you have some basic specs and the picture of the unit on the front with this pretty cool yellow on the inside. And getting that out of the way, we get to the actual box. So first things first, we're met with the manual, which is pretty thick and seems to just be lots of different languages. There's diagrams showing what's what and how to use it. Here is the unit itself, which I'll put off to the side for a second. Looks like right here we have a travel bag. You want to put it in that so it won't get scratched up in your backpack. So here's the whole accessory bag, but to charge it, it's actually USB Type-C. The included cable is only a couple inches long. I don't think it's nearly long enough for most people's needs. Yeah, so I don't think that this is long enough for most people. However, if you just have a cable lying around, you can use whatever cable you want. The first thing is the actual air hose. This end screws on the air pump unit and this end screws on your tire. We have an accessory kit here for stuff like basketballs and things like that. And then this is one of like the locking 90-degree adapters. So this is basically everything that comes in the box with the HOTO Air Pump Pro. Not bad for the price. I would like to see a little more sturdy of a case and a slightly longer cable. However, this is in the lower price range, so I perfectly understand, these two things. So here is the Air Pump Pro. It's a pretty hefty unit overall. You can see, compared to the size of my hand, or a more realistic size comparison. Here's a Joy-Con controller. So, it's pretty big. Along the right-hand side of the unit, you have your USB Type-C port for charging, and then you have a physical switch to switch from bar, PSI, and kilopascals. You have this sort of carry handle that is integrated into the device itself, so it can't be removed. You have this sort of rubbery surface. You're supposed to lay it down on the ground as it's pumping the air so it doesn't go anywhere. And it has pretty good grip to it. Top, I'm pretty sure this is the exhaust for the hot air. This is a flashlight. Then this is where you hook up your air hose. On the left side, looks like we just have intake, some branding. Then on the bottom, another intake, and some more rubber feet. Overall, feels a lot more rugged than originally anticipated just from looking in the box, and I'm pretty happy about the inclusion of USB Type-C. So I actually really appreciated the matte finish on this film, but it turned out it was just the film and not the screen. The actual device is absolute gloss. Look at that. While this does look good in a studio setup like this, good lights, say hello to the Z Flip, I feel like this would get scratched way too easy for, everyday use and put in a backpack and stuff. Now that's probably why they included a little carrying bag, just to reduce how long it takes to get scratched up. But honestly, I think a texture like this, sort of a matte engraved texture, would be better than this on the actual device itself. I'm gonna keep this over here because it has a little bit of instructions. So press and hold this one and it turns on the unit. So you can see we're working with about a full charge of battery, and it's just set to 0 right now. And you press this one to switch modes. So we have car mode, where it has sort of a range for what a car tire should be. So the lowest is 26, and then the highest is 51. Next mode is bike mode, where the highest is 65, and the absolute lowest is 30. So we have scooter mode, and you guys get how this works as well. There's a minimum and a maximum for each mode, and you just pick the exact pressure you want. And there's basketball mode, if you're using the included, basketball adapter. And then this last mode doesn't have any symbols at all. You can crank it as high as you want. So for example, you can bring it well over 100 psi in this mode. Now to be clear, I don't think a small air compressor like this can handle those high pressures. The battery would die pretty quickly. It probably wouldn't do much on those super high pressures. However, they are there if you want to try them or if you need them in emergency. And pressing this button over here, we have our flashlight, which is actually pretty bright. You can see it's kind of overpowering my studio lights up here. And it's a white LED, obviously. I sort of have like some warm lights up here. So as far as the actual unit goes, that's about all we can do and all I can show you. Let's get to some actual testing. I have lawnmower tire, I have a ATV tire, and see how it handles it. So I'm just going to put this recording. You can see exactly how long each tire takes on the Air Pump Pro, and I'll leave you guys with that. So right here we have a standard lawnmower tire, rear lawnmower tire to be exact. I'm going to air it all the way down and just see how long it takes for the Air Pump Pro to air it back up. I don't know how well you guys can see this, but the tire is very, very soft now. It's pretty much flat. So here is the Air Pump Pro right here. Tilt this down a little bit so you can actually see the unit. Choose basketball mode so that we can go with about 10 psi. So we're in the shed here, and this is my Honda Foreman 400, and I emptied out the right side. According to the badge on it, it says 3.6 psi, give or take 0.4 for cold air. So let's just try 4. Alright, and now our tire filled up. Out in the daylight here, just kind of film a wrap up since it's kind of dark in the shed. So this thing can definitely get you out of a pinch, and with ATV and lawnmower tires, it can get them filled in no time flat. Car tires are a different story. They will take a little longer, but you can get at least one full car tire on one charge of this battery. I totally recommend this thing, whether it's for lawnmowers or an ATV like this one here. It can get you out of a pinch, and heck, you could even stick it in your car and it can get you off the side of the road. So thank you guys for watching. I'm gonna wrap up from outside right here. That's all from me. I'm out. Peace.